We're down at 20.
We have the Seahawks at the Colts. Some of the first thing I'm looking at and the first storyline that I want to see answered is how Shane Waldron's offense is going to look for the Seattle Seahawks, because there's been a lot of talk. Another offensive coordinator change in Seattle. You know, they went from, the Seahawks were running too much, we got to let Russell Wilson loose, to, okay, well, our offense was too Russell Wilson just throw the ball downfield. It was too predictable, to, okay, well, what do you want now? What's Shane Waldron going to do? I do think that the Seahawks offense has low-key added talent. You're not getting the talk, right? Because it's nothing flashy, but you add a guy like Dwayne Eskridge, you pick up a guy like Gerald Everett, former second-round pick, slowly but surely trying to add little value pieces on your offensive line. Kind of like the low-key additions, I think, really could add up to make this offense more consistent throughout the season. And that does kind of start this week. So what do you think you're expecting out of the Seahawks offense?
Oh, well, this is a first 5 week, beginning of the season, Russ looks like he's the clear away MVP candidate winner.
Yeah, it's going to happen again.
Yeah, I think it's just going to happen again. But I don't know. The Colts defense is a little tough. I think I expect a little more balanced attack. Chris Carson's coming in here pretty healthy. And if we're just pinning first games together, last year when they were playing Atlanta, like Chris Carson was able to do everything, run, catch, and then he gets stinked up. I would expect to see Chris Carson get involved pretty early because he could be a nice little weapon. Other than that, I just think Russ will be Russ. Like, he's not going to go out there and lose you the game. More than likely, he's going to go out there and make a last-minute drive to win the game. I think the more story I'm looking forward to in this game is Carson Wentz,
Yeah, there's the next one for the Colts, right? Like, Carson Wentz, first start. What's going to happen? Like, I think the first thing needs to be answered is, did you know anything on the injury reports going on? Like, is Carson Wentz ready to go?
I haven't seen anything where he hasn't said he's not playing. I will look real quick.
I know. I'm pretty sure he's playing. Like, they're gearing him up ready to play. But is it Carson Wentz playing through injury to start the season, right? Because okay, everyone's playing hurt.
Yeah.
Halfway, 2/3 of the way through the season, everyone's got nicked up, but Carson Wentz may be starting nicked up. I don't really know what to expect out of this Colts offense. The big thing that you need is just get the run game going, right? Let's just get Jonathan Taylor pounding. It's a Seahawks defense that, while they struggled a lot more against the pass because those linebackers are pretty damn good for Seattle. Can the Colts develop a run game? And then into the passing game, what's the Colts receiver situation? Is that question finally going to be answered? Or I actually don't think it's going to be answered. I think you're going to see one of two things. What I'm expecting it not getting answered is it's just a freaking clown fiesta to a certain extent. Yeah. Not a clown fiesta, but you remember a lot of those Saints offenses where Drew Brees is spreading the ball around to 10 guys. Yeah. I think that's the offense that they want. It's they obviously have the great running game, but they have so many different pieces that they're okay, let's just sprinkle it around so defenses can't really expect what's coming. And the only consistent thing is Carson Wentz is touching the ball and Jonathan Taylor is getting 90 yards, 100 yards a game, right? Or we see one guy kind of step up. And to me, that one guy, I know the popular answer, you're going to have a lot of people say Pittman. I think it's Paris Campbell.
Yeah, Paris Campbell.
To me, I think it's Paris Campbell because we saw at least week 1 of last year. He just hasn't been able to play healthy. So what's going to happen there? I expect more of the first than the latter.
Yeah, they do kind of have a messy receiver room. I know they brought back T.Y., but, how much is he going to do? He's pretty old up there. I think, the Colts just need their number one advantage is they got a beast at running back, and you got Nyheim Hines, who's a good little, receiver. Just game plan around those two. Use your strength, use your O-line, run the ball. and let Carson Wentz start him off easy, let him settle in because if you're acting like this is the Carson Wentz number 2 overall pick, you're just throwing him back into the fire, and I think that's how he could lose a lot of confidence quick.
I actually disagree with that though, because here's what I want to see. If you remember last season against Washington, the Eagles started out, right? And the Eagles got up pretty big early. They got up like 14-0 early, and then after that, their offense sucked the rest of the season, right? I want to see, and I'm pretty sure that they either had a deep ball work to Rager or Rager dropped a deep ball early, something along the lines of that, right? Where Carson Wentz kind of came out and was firing early. Give me that. I want to see the Colts come out here and attack the Seattle Seahawks secondary, and really dude, the Seahawks pass rush kind of sucked for a lot of last season. You finally started to get something kind of at the end.
Yeah, when they got Dunlap.
I understand the whole, okay, let's start it off easy. Let's build Carson Wentz's confidence. To me, dude, I want to fucking fire right away. You want to build confidence. Let's score the first play.
I'm sure he wants to, and the fans do too. But remember, he is dealing with this injury or hasn't had game reps because we would have seen him in preseason, and we didn't get to see him in preseason. So, I don't know. Carson Wentz could have his confidence back, and he could be just ripping it at camp.
Or what I might take? I think I might bet on that. Dude, Paris Campbell, first touchdown. Or a long touchdown. If there's a long touchdown, probably that would be pretty cool.
You can probably get a Colts over touchdown catch for
Is there an over under on first touchdown yards? First touchdown over 40 yards?
I'm sure, but I don't know where you're gonna find the book at.
Because that's what I would want to take. First touchdown over 40 yards. I think that the Colts are going to – one of these teams, because Russell Wilson's got a phenomenal deep ball, they're going to come out firing. Or any last things? I mean, we kind of touched on everything I wanted to touch on. What's the offense going to look like? Seattle's defense, right? Mainly the pass defense, because I'm very confident in those linebackers. But what are we going to see out of the secondary with no Griffin, right? You're going to have –
they lost him.
And they just traded Witherspoon to Pittsburgh. So it's what the hell is going on in that secondary?